Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. In today's video we're gonna be testing the performance of the M1 Macbook Pro with 16GB of RAM in Myst, which just got released some days ago on Steam. Also I want to talk about AMD Fidelity FX, or sometimes called super sampling. Fidelity FX is an upscaling technique or method that takes place toward the end of the rendering pipeline. It takes an image rendered at a lower resolution than the native resolution set by you and performs two passes to improve its visual quality, so it's more akin to the native resolution. At the end it looks like almost the same like the native resolution, and by that saving you a lot of performance, which gives you a smoother gameplay even with high graphics settings and high resolutions. There are 4 different modes, and depending on which mode you choose, the more FPS you will get and the more will get upscaled from a lower resolution. But of course, the higher you set the mode, more likely it is that the picture might become blurry. Kind of like from the PS4 Pro, if you remember. Looks like if someone washed over it with a sponge, like blurry, but that is not always the case. The best example is the game we're going to be testing today here on the Mac, and I actually see a high potential in Fidelity FX for the Mac gaming, because it's making the gameplay much smoother by still giving you a nice image quality. So enough talking, and let's test Myst on the M1 MacBook Pro. So we are already inside the game. I'm gonna be starting with 1280 by 800 resolution and preset quality to medium. And as you can already see, we have really low FPS, and moving around we have a really strong delay. Using the mouse is not enjoyable at all, which is actually sad because the settings that we use are really low. Actually, we only have medium quality settings and a really low resolution actually. Of course the game anyways looks gorgeous even with not so high settings, but is not playable at all. Later we're gonna test with AMD super sampling and if we can improve the performance. But first let's take a look at the memory. We already have 11.41 GB of memory in use while in the game. So if you own a 8 GB model, you're already coming to your limits. So we're gonna now activate super sampling method from AMD, and let's see how well it's gonna take that. And you can already see we're having here a much smoother gameplay. It's much more responsive when you use the mouse, and you can definitely see or feel that you have more FPS. I unfortunately couldn't turn on the FPS counter, but you can see it's running really nice. So we already know with medium settings and the same resolution we're getting a good performance. So that's why I would say let's check again the memory if something has changed. And as we can see now we're at 11.91 GB of memory in use. It got higher, maybe because of the FSR, but I cannot really tell you why. But anyways, with 8 GB you're gonna have a hard time. We're gonna put up the resolution to 3360 by 2100, and just a little stuttering, but as you can see it's still really responsive using the mouse, and we still have high FPS. We only have sometimes like little spikes, but it's definitely running really smooth. Like it's still playable. Like I wouldn't have any problem playing it with that resolution at all. And just for a comparison, I'm gonna turn off again the FSR, and we're gonna see what impact that will do. And look at this, is so, like, you can definitely see the FPS are going so down. It's responding really late when you use the mouse, and like this you will have a hard time playing the game. So I would definitely let it turn on all the time, but of course we're just making here a little comparison. So I would say let's put up the quality preset. I turned on again AMD FSR, and we're gonna put the quality preset to epic. And now look at this, it looks super gorgeous, and the game is still highly responsive using the mouse, and we still have a good amount of FPS. You can definitely feel, and I think see, that is a little bit lower but still high. And look at the sun rays, they look super gorgeous. Like overall the graphic looks super gorgeous, and no problem like playing that game with those settings at all. But of course we're gonna test it one more time without FSR, and we're gonna turn it off, and let's see. You can see the FPS are completely, they went down, and we have a really long response time when I move the mouse, and like this you're gonna have a really hard time playing the game. Yeah, but I think that was a demonstration what AMD FSR on the Mac is capable of. It's making it here much smoother. You can, yeah, I think they should implement it in all the games. It's making such a big change, and look how gorgeous it looks. Let's check the memory one more time. We have 12.56 GB of memory in use, and that's like around 700 megabytes more than before. So if you have the 8 GB model, you're gonna have a lot of trouble playing the game, I have the feeling. I actually didn't check it how it runs in the 8 GB model because I don't have one, but I can only imagine that it's gonna be hard because it has to swap the memory to the hard disk, and yeah, I don't know if that is gonna turn out too well. But thanks anyways for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and it would support me a lot if you subscribe to my channel. Give it a like, let me know in the comments down below what you think of AMD FSR. Is it gonna change Mac gaming if they implement it in more games? And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you, bye.